Bird. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to do vault openings. While we're doing that, I want to talk about the 9.2 changes that came out.
Record your little video.
No, it's going to be part of the stream. It's fine. I was about to deafen everything, but I just wanted to say hi to you guys.
Do you want us to just be quiet?
No, you two can continue to talk to each other or shout at each other from down the hall, whichever you prefer. I was going to deafen it. Just.
We weren't talking. We were just sitting here in silence.
Like we do.
We kind of had like a pretty lengthy conversation about movies and books and all that shit before the stream, or before we signed on. So basically, I was looking for recommendations on sci-fi or fantasy series, like trilogies and stuff. Because I'm kind of to the point where it's like there's not a lot of games to play right now. Like, I don't want to get into anything like super long because class. I'm running out of TV shows, so I was like, you know what? Let's start reading books.
All right. All right, everybody. So we're going to talk about not that.
He muted me after he said,
No.
I was saying, I think he muted both of us.
I was like, I just told that whole story and he didn't hear anything.
Nope. No, he didn't.
Like, I started talking and he just muted me.
No, not yet.
Ah, shit. Gave me a, World Boss gave me a red shard. Blood?
Yeah, if you don't have the leech one, that's where you get it from. It's supposed to be like an entry point to the domination socket system, but I always sell it. It's like a couple gold.
I will say, if your shards are red, you should probably go see a doctor. Something is seriously wrong. Nothing? Man, tough crowd.
I didn't have my button pushed when I was laughing.
I
like
just
that
didn't think
story.
it was funny.
That's more like, that's a believable response.
Dude, I'm on stream. You can. I have proof that I was actually chuckling at it.
That means I have to actually watch your stream, though.
Well,
And who does that?
fuck you guys.
Ooh, got him!
I walked into that one. That's fair.
Fucking got him!
On that note, I'm deafening you guys now.
Oh, yeah, we embarrassed him.
No embarrassment. Just think that's a good place to pause for a sec before I come back and we discuss about dungeons.
Alright, time to stand by the Great Vault and molest his characters.
Alright. Those ridiculousness people aside, let's talk about the 9.2 changes and what we got going on here. So these are just the stuff that was announced in today's PTR update. Hopefully this isn't the last of the class changes, because everything that I did in the video that I'll link to in the upper right corner here, that way, I think, yeah, you can't really, that over, that way. So I'll link to that video so you guys can see what class changes I thought would be prudent for 9.2. But let's talk about the ones that they did announce today. Revolve a lot around Death Knight, which is cool because I've been getting back into Death Knight, despite the fact that I thought I was not going to be playing Death Knight at all this expansion. The class grips me back in no matter what. Pun intended. Let's talk about Death Knight. And a lot of it revolves around the Necrolord Covenant. The Abomination Limbed is getting its damage increased by 20%. Cool. More damage is never bad. I don't like that it's on Abomination Limb. I kind of wished it was being put into some of the abilities baseline, but more damage is more damage. The Necrolord rune carving power, so the Necrolord Covenant legendary Abomination's Frenzy increases the damage taken from the Death Knight by an additional 10%, was 10, now 20, and then taking increased damage from your minions for the duration. So this is really good for Unholy, because obviously they always have a minion out. Between the Ghoul, the Risen Skulker, if you do All Will Serve, your Apocalypse minions, your Army of the Dead minions, your Summon Gargoyle, if you go that route, if you're playing Summon Gargoyle, power to you, but please spec in the Army of the Dead. And so Unholy, very clear benefit for Blood and for Frost. What you'll probably want to do is your Raised Ghoul ability first, and then hit Abomination Limbs, so that your Raised Ghoul that's only temporary gets the benefit of this rune carving power in 9.2. So definitely want to do that. Some Conduit Buffs. Convocation of the Dead reduces the cooldown of Apocalypse by 1 per Festering Wound burst at all ranks, then increased Festering Wound damage by 15%. I'm going to assume the 15% is the scaling part that goes up as Conduit ranks up. But obviously very big AoE implications, because if you run Bursting Sores, which gives you big damage, but you Scourge Strike a lot of targets underneath Death and Decay, that's 5, 6, 7, 8 targets that you're hitting. I don't know if that cooldown is capped at all, but if it's not, then that's some pretty big reduction on Apocalypse, which means you can basically have Apocalypse up roughly every 90 seconds or so. Not bad. Eternal Hunger, which we use right now in almost all situations, gives another 3% minion damage, so good little damage buff there for Unholy. Embrace Death causes sudden doom to increase death cooldown damage by 40%, so that's an additional 5% from what it was. This is good for single target builds where you use the Death Coil legendary, so probably not a bad idea there. And then Brutal Grasp, which is the Necrolord Covenant conduit, gives an additional 15% damage from 15 to 30, so good for all Death Knights there. So very clearly, Unholy, I think, is going to be looking at Necrolord as their Covenant for all content, and then and maybe even Two-Handed Frost, because of the way that they're set up. I think that Breath of Sindragosa builds will still favor Venthyr for the runic power generation to make your breath build as long as possible. Blood, I think, is good with both in Mythic Plus, Venthyr or Necrolord, but still looking at like Kyrian and single target, maybe even an AoE as well. So Blood's got a lot of flexibility, but I think this pretty much locks Necrolord in for Unholy DK, which, depending on your point of view, may not be a good or bad thing. Demon Hunter stuff, I don't know a lot about this, so if you're a Demon Hunter player, please respond in chat or in the comments of the YouTube video, whether or not you like this or not. But Blade Dance and Chaos Strike getting more damage, that increases AoE and single target damage, so pretty cool. And then every 60 Fury you consume reduces the cooldown of Metamorphosis by 1 second. I know that one of the concerns was the original 4-piece bonus was like really favoring the demonic build setup and was kind of pushing momentum out of the build path. And Blizzard wants to kind of allow both of them to be viable with the tier set. So I think this does a good job of making that work. It's a little bit of a boring tier set, honestly, but I think it's going to be one that works well for Havoc in allowing the demonic playstyle, which is, if I played Havoc, what I probably prefer, versus Momentum, which I know a lot of people love. So, and then the Vengeance 4-piece was reworked, so instead of Immolation Aura being extended for consuming soul fragments, you basically reduce the cooldown of Immolation Aura or Fell Devastation by 1 second. That's interesting to me, because I don't know if it's gonna like pick and choose one. Like if one's on cooldown and one's not, obviously it'll probably pick the one that's on cooldown. But what if they're both on cooldown? How do you decide which cooldown to reduce? Like that's a dynamic I need to know what goes on with. But I think this is a good change, because 100% uptime on Immo Aura made VDH basically unkillable. If you go to the GGWow YouTube channel, which great guys, by the way, follow them. If you don't, and watch their latest like weekly clips video, it's about 8 minutes long. The very first one is Dratnos in raid testing, legitimately unable to die until he clicks off Immo Aura, even though he's got all the mobs targeting his back and stuff, because he's just healing so much. Hunter gets a base UI update, so nothing there. Ashen Hollow gets tooltip updates. Shaman, of course, we know about the two new Ghostful forms, so cool for them. Warlock tier sets. I've been looking at messing around with Warlock just to learn the class a little bit, but I'm not comfortable saying if these are good or not. So Warlock players, again, in the chat or in the YouTube comments, please let me know if these are good or bad changes. When Malefic Rapture extends Absolute Corruption, it causes the target to take damage equivalent to a tick corruption, or a tick of corruption. So is that on top of the tick already? So that's nice little mini burst windows there on Malefic Rapture. And then Drained Soul's chance to trigger for your Malefic Rapture has been increased to 10% from 4%. That's a big buff to that 4-piece bonus, so that's nice. My question is the Malefic Rapture able to be, the free Malefic Rapture used while channeling Drained Soul, or does it cut off your Drained Soul cast? I think that is a question that I have. If you know the answer, please let me know. But if it doesn't cut off, then I think this is a nice bonus. If it does cut off your Drained Soul channel, then it's probably crap. That's my guess. Demonology 4-piece gets reworked to be less resource generation and more just a chance to summon more demons, which I think is good because the limited time that I've played Demonology, even at crap stats, like super low item level, I feel really good about my Soul Shard generation. So I don't feel like I'm ever lacking for resources or for demons. Like the only thing stopping me from having more is the fact that my haste levels are low. But I imagine if you're sitting 250 to 255-ish item level, whatever the max you can cap out on this tier is, and you're playing a heavy haste build, you're probably feeling really good about your ability to always have a rotation of demons going out pretty much all the time. So I like that this just gives more chance for a malicious imp, which, apologies, I don't know how much different it is from a regular imp, but any chance to summon more demons for the spec that has probably one of the coolest aesthetics in the game is fine with me. And then Destruction, chance to trigger the effect is no longer random. Chaos Bolt or Rain of Fire can now be cast for free after every 10 Soul Shards spent. That's pretty cool. Makes the spec feel a lot more smoother, a lot more predictable, which has kind of always been Destruction's thing versus Affliction and Demo. So I think that's a good change for Destruction locks. And then they changed the name of the 4-piece bonus and summons a Blasphemy Infernal instead of a generic Infernal. If the Blasphemy Infernal is already active and would have been summoned again, it gets a duration extension, which I think is very cool, and does impact damage at its current location. That's also cool. And then it also grants Reign of Chaos for its duration if it is talented. So that's a good AoE component. The question is does the Blasphemy Infernal do the same thing that the generic Infernal does with Soul Shard generation? Is it constantly generation fragments for you? If it does, potentially double stacking your fragment cooldowns for a big window there inside, like Heroism, for example. Or you can spread it out depending on what the 4-piece does. Can you time it so that you have a Blasphemy Infernal, get massive Soul Shard fragment generation, and then once that goes away, you summon your regular Infernal, continue that big Soul Shard generation? Some interesting potential interactions there. If you're a Warlock that's tested this, or a Warlock main or main alt, please let me know if these are any good. They sound better to me, but there's some interaction questions that I have. I'll probably go find Kalamazi and go find him, but if you have any thoughts on this, please let me know. So we're going to skip the player versus player. The rune carving thing is the thing that I'm the most frustrated by, honestly. So the Cinch of Unity, this is the covenant swapping Lego. From everything that we've been told is that basically you're going to get it at belt slot early, but this right here, if you want to craft it on a new armor slot, you basically have to do it through the creation catalyst, it sounds like. Or rune carving memory is available on the Enlightened Reputation vendor. So this is the ability. So if, like, for me, my monk is on belt slots for Brewmaster and Mistweaver. So for me, I would want the rune carving spot, the belt covenant swapping rune carver spot on like my wrist. And the fact that it's sounding like I'll have to grind a reputation in order to be able to do that, whereas say like Fyrus is able to get his one much earlier because he uses his in like cloak or legs or bracers or feet, whatever spot it is. That sounds like, for me, as someone that has limited playtime, doesn't get on to grind reps every day, it spends a lot of time in dungeons and then does the rep grinds when he can, this is going to put me very behind the 8 ball in terms of the grind to get double legendaries. So one of two things happens. Either I'm losing out in game financially because I have to find and spend the gold. And I mean, if you look at all of my characters, look, I'm not rich, guys. I have 89,000 gold total. And I think it was about 89,000 to get my Hunter Wildfire Cluster rank 6. So I'm not rich. So this is going to be a struggle for me as someone that doesn't earn gold all that well and stuff like that. So I'm out in that currency, or I'm out on the power because I choose not to recraft legendaries, but I have to grind this and I get it much later. Thanks for the specific correction, Fires. I appreciate it. Back for enhance for elemental. So he can get his belt slot, no problem. I have to recraft in order to do that if I want to get it early, or I suffer a pretty decent loss of power because Call to Arms and Bountiful Brew are both really good. And then, of course, Fenthir for Mistweaver is really good. Call to Arms really good for Mistweaver as well. So I'm losing out on a good chunk of power because I either have to find a way to earn the gold to recraft because they're gate locking the ability to put it on bracers, for example, behind a reputation that I'm going to be slower to get than most of the player base, or I'm out on power because I make the decision not to, just try to grind the rep and go from there. Now, if it's on like friendly, maybe not so bad. If it's on honored, okay, I can deal with it. It won't be fun, but I can deal with it. If it's on like revered or exalted, I'm going to have to find a way to sink the gold. I might have to actually buy a WoW token for the first time in my life because I don't want to be that far behind. For monk players, hey, look, corrosive dosage was nerfed. Who cares? It's still a powerful. You're still going to want to take it 3 times if you get it. It is just still insane. In fact, even before this, you were probably only stacking it 3 times anyways because that was enough to kill pretty much everything within like 2 or 3 Vivifies. So, oh no. Monks and Torghast are no longer extremely broken. We're just very, very broken. It's great. And then the protoform synthesis, I'm excited about the idea of crafting my mounts. So, but that's the 9.2 stuff, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe to the video. I'm on stream as I'm recording this, so if you're joining me in the stream, appreciate you sticking around. We'll do vaults after this. But until the next video, all, I'm hoping to get a dungeon run up this week, so 2 videos this week instead of 1. So until the next one, all, hope you're all staying safe. Hope you're getting scheduled for your vaccinations or your boosters, and see you all in the next video. All right, I'm back.
Can't believe you talked about 4 lines of patch notes for 30 minutes.
I had a lot of thoughts, bruh.
Okay, open up your vaults so we know what keys we have.
Yeah, because we need Ardenweald. We need something in Ardenweald.
Well, I'm not checking what keys I get, so just look at Astral Keys. My druid is done. I got a ring that has a socket. I got a ring that has a socket in it, but it's shit stats. It's a feral ring that I got as Guardian Druid spec. I'm annoyed.
There's going to be a lot of crossover between Guardian and Feral gearing, I imagine. Because it's all agility based.
All right, let's see.
It's
Shield.
not like as bear, you want strength or something.
No shield for the paladin. My 155 shield remains for a little bit longer.
Okay, Renown 80 with Night Fae.
Congrats. A glove upgrade on the warrior. I still don't know what any of my characters have keys wise, by the way.
Any
Plaguefall, Wake.
Is Mist like one of the callings?
Ardent Wield is defeat powerful foes and defended, but also do 3 quests in Ardent Wield.
Oh, so it's
So just,
big time Arden Wield.
Yeah, your callings are all Ardent Wield.
Okay, we'll take it. Saves, what, 750 valor to upgrade? I'll take it. I'm not upset about that. What did the DK get?
Mists.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, you got Plaguefall on the Warrior, Plaguefall on the Druid, Mist on the DK, Wake on your Paladin.
Please give me a survival weapon. I really don't care about anything else. Just give me the survival weapon. That is not a survival weapon. Why? I'll keep it for, like, if I play Beast Mastery, I'll play for that. No survival weapon, Sag.
Mist on the Hunter.
Also good, because I'm working on Kyrian rep, so that'll be 2 easy renown there. Scaler or one-handers, or 252 staff. I don't care, any of that. What do I have here? Crit Mastery. It's a good DPS cloak. It's 6 eye level upgrade, so I'm taking it. Alright. Alright. Not the best week for me. But I got mists on the monk.
Cool. My vote is that we go do Mist then.
Okay. Let me enchant this cloak that I got that was 6 item level upgrade.
Okay. Do your thing, man.
Alright, so what's it? Bolstering Volcanic?
I'll do leech.
Are those the affixes?
Yes.
I believe so, yes.
Let's see. The hands.
Probably DPS this week, I guess.
Yeah, I need 99,000 gold. Yeah, the gloves for my Brewmaster Legendary are 100,000 gold. Fucking dumb, man.
Gloves for Brewmaster?
Yeah, gloves. Because that's where Storm Stouts goes.
Oh, are you not rank 6 Lego on that guy yet?
I am, but if I wanted to recraft so I could get the belt early for next patch, I'd need to spend 100,000 to get new gloves.
Why is it already in the belt slot?
Yeah, I already have the belt slot.
Alright, so we're doing myths, right?
Yes, that is my vote.
Okay, teleporting over there.
I had to update that because that makes me chuckle.
Oh, look at you putting in a pun in the guild message of the day. Double shadow.
I don't know what spec that hunter is, so depending on what he is, will determine, I guess, what you play.
I think it's Marks.
You can be enhanced and it'll be just fine.
Oh no, for whatever reason, my like stupid brain when I saw it pop up, the green appeared to be white. So I was like, oh, we're running double shadow priest for this, and then I was like, oh wait, it's a hunter. Never mind. Are you almost done with that world quest pads?
Getting there.
Because I can't summon you until you're out of the vehicle. And it's pretty much what they were waiting on.
Is anyone looking for a specific item out of here? Like, you need... Was it the
I do
changeling?
not need the changing or inscrutable content device. It's just
IQDs at a DOS. I was just curious because if somebody needed
Summon.
like one of the trinkets,
You would say that as soon as everybody ran inside pads. If I get the trinket, I will trade it to you.
yeah, because I'm probably gonna go mystery respect just to see if I can get it. Also, apparently it's 4 Mythic Dungeon week, so I'll be interested in doing that on my DK. Maybe my hunter because it has a chance at a 239 weapon, because I hate having to do 3 item levels for 1,000 valor at a time.
I'll be ready in a second. Do we have
I've-
a knife?
I forgot to get my callings.
forgot to get your callings. Good.
That's fine. I don't need them on this character because I'm already 80 renown and I don't need anything else on it.
Not my key.
Not mine either.
I hit the wrong button. Sorry.
Do you like my Triceratops form though?
I do dig
It
that.
is pretty cool. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, soul shape did not get reset. Bummer.
Looks like the hunter is also.
trash week because these are taking forever.
Yeah, it is. That's why I didn't double pull. They all got bolstered by the fucking one spike claw that was still around.
Save me.
You're welcome. Your cap totem.
Used it. Interrupted the wrong thing earlier.
Ooh, boy. 7 bolster. This guy is mega big and get me out of here. Take the next one, Fires. I need to update my graphics settings. They're being weird again. I'll take next. I know it busts my sound, but I gotta fix this.
We skipping these?
We have to do them to trigger the boss. It was just a matter of like, do you want to hit those first? Or
Yeah,
hit
let's
Oros
do
first?
Oros. We're right here. Probably should have gone special delivery this week. Because I almost wonder if it would have been better. Probably change it after this, but I think this will probably be the only dungeon we do this week. Because it's not really worth it. Unless we want to push. Give me those. There's Let's focus the other one that's a little bit high health, so we're not boosting one of these.
Need to quit getting locked out like an idiot.
I probably shouldn't have done that, but whatever.
I think he's going to pull the.
I'm glad I saw it. Funny thing is this doesn't really save time.
One of the more ruthless Marsworn draws close. He's ready.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna switch to special delivery after this. I think it'll be a little bit more in the way of damage, and because I don't need because the slow is not going to be impactful in terms of like a negative impact, probably should switch to it for this week. So anyone that's playing Brewmaster Monk, play special delivery this week.
To the victor goes the anima. Claim your power, Maw-walkers.
I mean, that one gave us a DPS power, so it might make the boss a little bit easier.
Oh,
What did you think you did?
oh, I used my interrupt at the same time you did.
Ah,
Not anything major. Just mildly annoying.
pick the next one on the interrupt.
Feeling when you burn cooldowns too early. You can tell I haven't been playing this game a lot recently.
I think we can burn him from here. Oh, I need to fix something.
I don't know if you're ranged,
She went left.
but I'll run around.
She went left this first one. I need to fix my one this over here. Gotta pull him in a little bit because binding shot was in a bad spot.
It's the one right next to you guys.
Okay.
Oh, we gotta get more on the big defender.
Yeah, because I'm gonna have to ring him here in a second. I'll fix my my stuff after the next boss. So we have that short downtime. I probably just have 2 copies of it, and I didn't mean to do that. On the Guardian, please. Where are we going, by the way?
I mean, oh shit! I didn't realize they were right there.
I gotcha. I'll get the first interrupt on the tender.
All right, I had to disperse because I didn't get a dispel.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I saw the druid call for mana. I'll see if he needs it after this pull.
It's down on it there.
I'm gonna let him drink because this thing doesn't.
Oh, the hunter went.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's a hunter. What do I expect?
We stopped with the enemy in front of us since he was like, oh, they must be waiting for me to misdirect.
Right, the one I'm standing next to is the direction we go.
Okay, I'm glad you have like very distinct spells because I was like, okay, standing next to, and then Mind Flay went out. I was like, oh, he's right there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big purple blob, so
In the dungeon full of purple.
No, it's a lot of blue right now.
yeah, it's blue, different color. We're right
Do you
next to
not-
each other on the color wheel, but sure.
Do you not know colors?
I mean,
How many times did you skip art class?
I never had art class.
Oh, that's why you don't know your colors.
I interrupted something wrong, so I won't be able to get an interrupt on anything.
That's fine. I put a big cap totem down.
I need damage on the Guardians, please.
It's a slow totem if you need it.
I'm good. I got my big Celestial Brew up.
But it'll last for a little bit.
Another 30,000. Well, not 30,000 damage anymore, but
Yeah, it's the fucking...
Oh, of course. Got shadow locked on Fleshcraft.
It is too far away.
saw the wild spirits go down, so keeping her here. Probably should let that cast a little bit longer. I never remember if I should. Getting her out. No circle.
I can't see no circle.
Need me to paralyze any of these I can.
No, they work out with my hex pretty well.
Leaf. Just rest are all flowers. I wanted to paralyze that one just to feel useful.
Dude, it lines up with my like hex timing perfectly.
Yeah, it's not
And,
quite with
Hunter's
mine.
been hitting it with, something too.
Probably a combination of binding shot or one of his traps. It could be a few different things for marks.
Oh god, oh
It's
god.
right next to you.
Filled.
Leaf again.
Oh, what?
Can you mask the spell up?
Being frozen? No.
Okay, I wasn't sure, so. I have double M plus timer going? Yeah, I do. I want this one. I think this one is the one I need to delete. And then this one, I'm gonna move up and over, down a little bit. There we go. Alright, that's better. Hooray for fixing the UI on the fly.
Beware.
Yep.
There's a powerful servant of the jailer.
You may want to save some defensives just in case we get gripped in during an earthquake. Like right now.
That worked out okay.
Take the beast's power. You will need it for the dangers ahead.
I'll take first on Staghorn Virus. Take next on Staghorn Virus.
You can start running. They're slowed.
I'll take first. Let's get the Reavers down more.
So I tried to bait the Reavers away so that they wouldn't get bolstered, and I think it might have worked.
It might have. First pads.
Not sure if I was far enough away.
Me and the hunter overlap.
No worries, I got it. It's at a duel. Which for some reason it's not showing up on my Omni CD.
It is on my tracker.
Probably need to fix it, so. I'll do that after this.
It's because they don't expect Shadow Priest to ever interrupt, because their interrupt is like a million years for them.
I think you, either the hunter or you, Fires, like, stood
was
on
me.
me. Okay. Well, I had to do a 69,000 shield Celestial Brew just because of that.
I'm sorry.
It's a nice shield, don't worry.
See, just trying to help you out then.
Sweet.
Let's get on the Scourger.
Sorry, I'll if we do another, I'll switch the talent over to.
Windrush? I don't think it's needed for this dungeon.
Just right there, because I wasn't sure if you were going to get it.
Fire skip next, because I think you're the only one with the interrupt. We're probably going to need reavers. This is going to take us to 95%, it looks like.
Don't grab them yet. Wait till this pack is...
Yeah, wait till we are done bolstering.
Looking for him.
Going back around now. I can probably grab them.
I need to be closer.
What, kitty cat? Sitting at the door meowing at me.
How's mana looking?
I risk the behind the back hit there.
Whoop. To the parasite.
That's fine, I got consumption. This druid's been randomly struggling, so I just want to try to minimize damage as we can.
Yeah, I would interrupt that too. I can't.
Yeah, I can't get that
I
one.
got it.
Warwick, save yours for the consumption.
Okay, you get the parasites.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we're still short.
How
we
the fuck are
really?
we still short?
It is too far away.
Okay.
Doesn't matter, just kill something.
A victory well earned. You have proven that none of the weapons in Zoval's arsenal can best you.
Trying to figure out what we missed.
Don't know.
No trinket.
Am I in combat? Here we go.
Oh, got a heinous all.
Not getting anything. There's already 2 people who got gear. Okay, do I trade out my 15 top for something else or not?
Depends. You want to push it?
I mean, I got Wake.
Well, I mean, are we gonna push main keys, or did we want to get 4 keys on the alt? Because that's gonna take most of our playtime this week, I think.
Wow, I just want it on my DK because my hunter's outside of the weapon. I'm not too concerned.
Yeah, it's a 239, so like that's not getting anything for this character.
And nothing for, and very little for my hunter outside of the weapon because most everything else I have is 239 from the weeks of alts.
Never knew there was an exit to this dungeon right
Yep.
here. Alright, so are we gonna hit up whatever 16 we just picked up, or are we gonna...
I got halls if you
Do
want to do
halls.
that or do alts. I'm down for either one.
I'd be okay with trying to push.
You said it's 16 halls?
16 halls, yeah.
That actually would be IO for me.
Let's go do halls.
Alright, I'm gonna fly to or port to Revendreth, but I need a quick AFK because I got a little baby bladder.
Archon's light shine upon you.
Okay, I'm back.
I haven't queued us up just yet because I was Taking care of some things in Elysian Hold real quick.
I finished my callings.
I hope some of these can be of use. I hope
I welcome you. We will not.
To check my paladin, who was my big Mechagon character, how far along we are in that achievement. Hello, wife. Work on some BD stuff.
Yeah, I have to our content.
Ah. Very, very nice.
They are a
Alright, flying off the halls.
glove company.
Sports glove company. Baseball glove or just like. That's cool. Druid's rating is low, but he has a main that's over 2k, about where we're at, so.
And his name is dope as hell.
Netflix and Phil.
So here you have a choice of whether to go enhancement or elemental, because we have the rogue for a melee if you want to go to elemental for better quaking spread.
Or play elemental and make our tank get good at positioning.
Play
Well, if I-
enhance.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I'll say as enhance. If I have to go elemental, then I have to go back to the heart of the forest to adjust conduits and like.
Oh, because you use the same soulbind for both?
Yeah.
I would just pick the second best for enhance and do that since it's your off spec. But I'm also lucky in that for my monk, Mistweaver and Brewmaster don't share a preferred soulbind across all 4 covenants.
Our rogue's guild name is Average Joe's Gym.
Nice.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
See if you can dodge mechanics, you can dodge a ball.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Is he even Venthyr?
He is, yeah, it said in his thing that he was Venthyr. That tells me he doesn't know. That's okay. So I updated my M plus timer and it's back to automatically putting the keystone in automatically, which is good. But the other thing it does where it has the count, it'll actually tell me what percent we will get to on the pull that we have instead of how much, like instead of having to do on the fly math.
Need a little bit more on the Gargans, right?
Yes, please.
Ooh, that dot.
Yeah, I already cleansed the bleed once. I can't do it again.
Oh, I forgot to switch my talent.
Yeah, that's fine. Was it a DPS or utility talent?
Utility. It's just
Then it doesn't matter.
I can grab the next. Okay, I'll grab the next one.
Let's get more on the dark blade.
whoop. Tab targeting.
It's fine.
End up pulling that attack, aren't
I don't want to pull that yet, no.
we? We didn't pull them, and it's kind of amazing, actually.
Kind of curious why this rogue hasn't gone and grabbed the Stoneborn. There he goes.
I think he was saving it for the more dangerous pack.
That's fair. I do not have a way to clear bleeds on this, so I'm gonna watch and kite.
Well, I can stay further back, and if you want, I can grip you immediately. That way you can save your rolls and all of that stuff to get further away.
I just rop and run, to be honest. But I have dodged the bleed like 3 times, so I'm good.
Must be nice being able to just like dodge that shit.
Yeah, it is. When it happens, it's not consistent. That's the only thing. I'm gonna take these a little slow, I think. Wait, do you guys have cooldowns?
I do, yeah.
I will.
Alright, pulling all
I'll
of them.
have full cooldowns in like 12 seconds.
There we go. Let's focus on the shard and just get kicks on the collector. Might want any defensives here.
A great evil lurks
Do you want to grab the groundskeepers too?
We'll get it when this guy's at like 50% health. Just so that we can go. Actually, rogue sub. Go ahead and grab one if you. I'll grab them. This enables the rogue a little bit, and I think it enables you a little bit better too.
Yep.
Now claim its power as your own.
Gotta love 29% verse with crumbling bulwark.
The heads up, your healer is
Working his way over.
I can't get anywhere up from that guy, sorry. I'm gonna use my stun, hopefully that helps.
Once the collector goes down, I'll pull the groundskeepers on top of the shards so we can enable some funnel. There's an enhancement shaman that's standing in front of all the mobs.
That's standing in front of him.
I literally watched you walk the same direction as me, facing the same direction as me.
These guys don't have a frontal, do they?
No, they don't,
No.
but parry is a thing in this game, unfortunately.
I don't know what your fucking problem is. Just dodge.
I'm not worried about you or me. Your DPS is the one that suffers if Storm Strike gets parried.
This is true. So I'm trying to be very careful over here.
Yeah, it's kind of in an awkward spot.
Kind of one that was created by circumstance.
Let's get more on the Dark Blade.
So I'm trying to kill the Gargants that are going to kill you.
Not gonna kill me, it's fine.
Feel free to call out for grip if you need it.
You want to grab Oros here?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get him.
Oh, that was BS. I was behind him.
Hello, hello, lurkers, by the way. I know I haven't interacted with you guys. Just focus on the dungeon. Going after some IO here. Definitely want that one for this. Hope everyone's having a good evening. Hope your vaults were kind to you today if you are in the US and /OCE.
I missed it.
I have my stun. I think your mistimed stun was enough to roll off this
Just
time.
delay it.
We're gonna have to do all four here. Be ready.
Got cooldowns.
Yep, interrupted the wrong thing.
I'll have leg sweep in a couple seconds. Can we get a obliterator? May need to hit a defensive here. Anyone that missed the start of the stream, we talked about the patch 9.2 changes. No fear, I will be putting those up on YouTube after. What I'm probably going to do is put up the 9.2 video tonight, and then I'll do a Survival Hunter video as well because I like you guys.
give our rogue a second to grab the.
Also giving our druid a chance to.
Yeah. You complimented your disperse, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. It was a situation where you basically had. Two
If he pulls this off, then no hero.
You're gonna need to pull him back. I think he missed it, but that's alright.
Still no hero. Watch the frontals from the Stoneborn. Pulling out some more.
The other one?
Yeah, you got the other one. It's not quite the level of burst. Get reversed. Reverse. Cha-cha, real smooth. I would like to compliment myself on how well I did that that tanking, though.
Well,
Just because I don't give
your
myself enough
tanking is
credit.
about to leave yourself in a bad spot.
I'm fine.
Well,
the rest
me
of
and
your
your rogue are
melee's
not.
You kind of made it so you were fine in your little jacuzzi of non-blood, but your melee were just.
We didn't really have anywhere to go.
all up in
Yeah.
it.
I got leg sweep for the curses. More on the dark blades, please.
Do we have enough to?
No, we're 3.5% short being able to do that.
So do
Well,
we need
I mean,
these,
like right now, but are we gonna pull like one pack and then shroud through?
Get these in the ankle biters, and I think we'll be all right. I'll get all the stone skin kicks.
Shrouding.
Yeah, check my graphics check. Alright, pulling boss. This one we do want a hero.
Oh,
Shit.
wrong person.
Remember, the druid can also decurse themselves.
I was trying to decurse the druid so that he could maybe decurse someone else, but I ended up hitting the rogue by mistake.
Do I need to get him out of here so you guys have a little bit better room for quaking, or is this okay?
I was standing in melee range, so you were fine. I was just trying to get it to where I was getting some heals because I started ticking down.
Ooh, had to blow everything there. Okay, so next stand basically where we are now. I'm gonna move out just a little bit. That didn't want that, but that's okay.
Yeah, I didn't either, but you know, let's read through it. I realized that the druid had decursed me. So I was like, oh, well, if he's gonna decurse me,
Just
then
focus
maybe
the
I'd try.
boss.
One of the more ruthless boss swarm draws close. Be ready.
What? I'm standing on top of you guys. Then I'll try to turn him so that he be hit from behind.
Claim your power, small walkers.
Gonna do just the Gargans here, cause ow. I have no bleed clear, so I'm gonna be kiting here in a little bit.
Alright, I can move to grip.
I got the ring, so I'll let you know if I need it. I cleared that. These aren't exactly the simplest to group up, so apologies.
Oh, I can multi-dot. It's fine. Not bother me a bit. Ooh. Pulled the head pads right at the very end on that pack.
Lex up to all the spellcasts. Cannot get collect sends.
Alright, you're just helping our rogue funnel more damage.
That's true.
Gotta pull the...
Pulled the wrong thing. That's okay.
Alright, we'll lose a little DPS on the boss, but
Messed that one up a little bit. That is my fault.
Oh, ran in
Yeah,
too soon.
so did I.
I watched you do that too.
I was like, cool. He's like, I ran out thinking that I was like, oh, cool. I'll run out and it'll be like half a second left. Nope.
I'll get next volley. Fire's next one.
I don't know if I'll. Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Bolts or volleys are fine. So fire's next.
Oh, well. the road
Yeah,
got it.
we're just gonna have to work around the rogue. It's fine. I'll get next.
Alright, I got next.
Alright, moving across the room here once I can get her to move. Alright, I'll get next. Now I'm getting next. Fires. Since it's fortified, I do not want to do Zerg strat.
Move with me. Now this guy gets extra health on Big Boss Week, right?
I believe he does. There, everything should be Mystic Touched for you physical damage dealers. Yeah, just bring him up, start walking towards the dais. All it is, I'm trying to get that one off of somebody.
Oh, they were targeting me.
Thank you to Russian bots. They're commenting all the time in my streams. You guys are the real ones.
We got 14 seconds until you're in.
Yep.
10.
Use it as soon as it's up.
Got melee.
Now.
Melee again.
Almost walked into it. I'll take bottom. I'll take bottom right. Or bottom left, rather. Offensive if you have them.
Is that melee? Melee again. That was unfortunate.
Weapons in Zoval's arsenal can best you.
Ooh. Haste mastery with a socket?
Not bad.
That could be good.
Oh, I forgot to change the. Forgot to change my Hearthstone.
Or IO.
I might give it to him though because I got a pretty good spread right now of stats. I'll give him the neck piece. He beat me on overall damage, but I'll give him the neck piece. Do I want to trade out my wake?
I mean, it would still just be a 15. Like, it
True.
wouldn't trade up. So,
2083 IO, ladies and gents.
Yeah.
alright. Let's see. What time is it? 11?
Yeah, do we want to do like a lower key? Like start the level 5 alts, like my DK and whatever you guys bring.
I don't hate the idea, but I've got early meetings tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm only playing 2 days this week. I got a lot of starting homework for the week. I should probably get back to that right now, if we're not going to play anymore.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night for me. But if you want to push tomorrow on alts to get the 4 out of the way, I can run on the shaman or the druid.
Okay.
Unless Pads wants to heal, and then I can play rogue, DK, whatever. But yeah, that's it for me. Made some IO. Don't hate the idea of trying the 17 mists. Get a hunter that doesn't pull everything when we're not ready, but other than that, like, that was a relatively decent hunter.
Yes, I'm gonna edit a video
His damage
while we're
was
doing
low,
this.
if I remember correctly, but actually he beat me on DPS for that dungeon, so I should not talk shit. Alright. I'm out. Chat. Love you, Mina.
He swears that gets like you guys to watch the channel more. I don't have the heart to tell him.
Until our fates cross one.
I probably should tell him, but I don't want to. He thinks it helps.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and get back to all this prep homework because it's a fucking lot of it, and then I still have the first week's assignments and stuff to do. So I'm gonna hop off too.
All right, man. You have a good one. Good luck with all of it.
Hey, good night.
All right, guys. We're just hanging out. We're gonna do some Corthia on this character, I guess. Or we're gonna bring the face. Okay, so we're gonna fly to Elysian Hold first, and then do Corthia. Gotta fix the Hearthstone.
How may I serve?
Let's see. What was the other thing that was going on? Oh, some interesting items were found on PTR with this build. Let's talk about this one. So this one allows you to get 278 conduits, which I believe will be the new rank 15s. But if you notice, you have to get all your portals, or gladiator, or cutting edge, and exalted with the enlightened to get 278 conduits. So for the large majority of people, I don't think this is going to matter that much. Let me get out of this real quick. There we go. Knew all heard me. Giving me shit in Discord. As he should. As he should. But I don't think for the most people it's gonna matter. Because I mean I'm assuming only like, you know, roughly 1 to 5% of the population gets Keystone Hero. I don't know what that looks like for us. Like our goal is to try and get 20s next season. At least that's one of my goals. Settling disputes. Let's do this. Just come down right here.
Yes, mortal.
There. I can get this quest out of the way. Which boss is the world boss this week? Is it Maldraxxus? No. Revendreth? No. Ardenwild. It's Hieronymus. Okay. Don't remember what I have.
These goods.
I have the transport network up, but I think it's only at rank 2.
Speak, mortal.
Oh, it's only rank 1. Jesus, I'm even more behind on it than I thought. Let's go grab our Ardenwield stuff. And then we're gonna fly to Ardenwield and do all this stuff real quick. Get some renown out of that. And then go to Corthia, get renown out of that. And that's going to be kind of the goal, is just get some renown, guys. I apologize, it's going to be probably a little bit boring the rest of the night. But I would like to think that instead it allows us to hang out, chat, talk, be friends. All that good stuff. Yeah, I can do that. Okay, yeah, let's go to Root Home. Gives us an opportunity to sit down, chill out, hang out. Or I could just edit a video on stream if you want me to do that. This will be the dungeon run. Alright. Ouch. Ouch. Forgot I had my volume on my own stream, guys, because I'm good at this. I actually think my blood DK got the best. Those Pit Crusher ones were Biss. Oh. I should probably check all this shit before I sit down to stream, but I just forget.
Dark forces threaten Tirnasai. If we don't stop them now, they could overtake all of Ardenweald.
Yeah, got a couple driver updates to do. That's fine.
A voracious throng of root stingers are moving inland. Take a veil wing to thin out the swarm. They must not reach the heart of the forest.
Arana Monos has gone mad as the Gorm devour them. Please, put the poor Tiernan out of their misery. Arana Monos has gone mad as the Gorm devour them. Please, put the poor Tiernan out of their misery. Who is there? Darkness
Alright, let's do this world quest.
Nicely done, mortal. You have brought us valuable time to bolster our defenses against the Gorn.
Yeah, whatever. So yeah, kind of going back to the double legendary thing, like obviously there's going to be the memes that are already popping up about Morgan Days interview where he said there'd be no player power behind it. You know, I think the thing that some people aren't really thinking about is the fact that he said it, but that what that should tell us is that the raid itself is not tuned for us to have double legendaries that early in the patch, which I guess is both a blessing and a curse. It makes Mythic Plus probably get held down as a result, but
It is an honor.
I don't know if this is gonna give me enough. I don't think it will. But yeah, the double legendary thing is like, I don't know, man. It's, I haven't quite figured out what I think it. How would it hold M plus down? Basically, it kind of puts an artificial cap early on how many key or how high keys could go, for the sake of balancing a raid. Which, I mean, I get there's a lot of sort of connectedness between the two, but like still.
This world will be bright and joyful once again.
On the bright side, it sounds like I'm going to have more time to just, you know. The other thing is that if it's gate locked, but then the item that allows you to put it in other slots are in the same way, like if it's gate locked behind Revered and you have to get Revered in order to be able to put it in another slot, then it's not so bad. And the only issue then is, why is it gate kept behind the Reputation? So, like, there's just a few questions. I might have to jump on PTR and take a look at it, but kind of just depends on, you know, what everyone else is up to this week. But there's a night where we're not doing keys or anything like that. I'll probably jump on and just take a look at it. What is, oh, this thing. Jesus.
See how they scurry away. In time, we will purge the Drust menace from our forest.
Anytime you can do the old Hellfire Peninsula bombing quest, you take it, right? Because it's all better than the Hellfire Peninsula bombing quest was. I am out of order. That's fantastic. Oh, by the way, Fires, we're doing my mists to start off tomorrow. Because that'll complete, like, what? Almost all the callings.
How would you feel about spreading a little more sparkly mayhem? Special one.
They really are the easiest dailies, yeah. And they've gotten a lot better since that old Hellfire Peninsula one, which was, like, awful because you were slow, but then, like, because of the technology back then, you couldn't, like things spawned in really slow. And so, by the time, and with computers not being great back then, by the time you bombed anything, it was just, like, you were already, like, well past it and didn't get credit for it. Like, oh my god, it was the worst. Almost threw that on top of something that I shouldn't have. Although trying to bomb 100 things, I will admit, is a little too much.
That'll show them. Who says magic can't solve everything?
It didn't solve you getting your sigil stolen. Ew. Oh god, that one is the worst. I hate you for mentioning that one. Yeah, the supply one, and they have, like, I think there's one in Korthia that's similar, and it is, like, the worst. Delete this flying mount that I already know. This character might have gold before it's all said and done. Yeah, it's like, and you have to, like, very carefully figure out, like, the lineup, and, like, and timing matters too. Like, if you drop it too early, it's like, oh, it just doesn't automatically go there. You have to, where the fuck is this dude? Hello? Do I have to go to the... Do I have to go to Maljaxis to turn this in? Because if I have to do that, that's a little frustrating. Let's do this. Let's slash reload. Good sir, where the fuck are you? Alright, let me... Guess we're flying to Maljaxis. Beta F out here. No, I'm not Necrolord. Your character's been every covenant except Necrolord. Because Fuck death chakrams. Although there are some people that swear that Necrolord survival is going to be good next patch, and I don't see it. Guess like chakrams, yeah, it gives focus, but at this gear level, I don't really feel all that focus starved, especially with wildfire infusion. And then the double explosive shot just doesn't feel like it's going to do as much damage as, well, wildfire bomb, number one, but something like Venthy or Pouch of Razor Fragments might be good. And on like low target situations, Night Phase probably going to be really strong with like Rylak Stalkers, and I guess I could look up the name. The Antlers one. Fragments of the Elder Antlers. Guaranteeing that second hit. That could be pretty good for single target. Again, Pouch of Razor Fragments is going to be good because Blade Shot is very good single target. Not great AoE, but this makes it good in AoE. This was the one I'm very curious about. Like, I might actually run Kyrian for a while, because you get Wildfire Cluster into Pact of the Soulstalker, so giving everyone else crit. Which I know for your Warrior Fires, it's probably pretty useless. But might be useful to New All, and then it just depends on the pugs that we get. Because we get crit-based pugs like a Paladin, or Frost Mage, or Fire Mage, any mage. Maybe Destruction Warlock. I don't know what their stats are. I don't know if I actually like that. Almost wonder if Flame Infusion is better. For AoE. I'll have to check that. Strength of the pack is like universally good, so never a bad idea. Alright, let's see if this effer is here, because if it's not, then I'm mad. I don't even know what chapter I'm on 4, so in the part of the Kyrian campaign where you have to journey around the Shadowlands. I wonder if we could solo Mechagon, like the dungeon Mechagon, to get the hard mode mount. Or is that not a thing anymore? Do you know, Virus? Or does anyone know? How often do you use Wildfire Bomb? On cooldown. There's a little bit of, like, you have to play with it a little bit. React to Wildfire Infusion. Because, like, if you have the green bomb, you want to make sure you get some Serpent Stings out before you actually use it. Like, the red bomb, you want to be low focus because it guarantees kill command resets, which is your focus generator. Blue bomb, you want to make sure you have, you know, one or more targets because it'll allow you to... what? Alright, let's do this. You don't know? Yeah, Wildfire Bomb we use a lot. But like, yeah, so this talent, which is like everything a talent should be, is like perfect. So Shrapnel Bomb gives an extra bleed, so you want to tab target kill commands to get that bleed, and then single target, of course, you get it up to 3 times. So so it's a good strong bleed, but you want to tab target it in AoE because the more bleeds you have, the faster your attack speed is. Shrapnel Bomb, or excuse me, Pheromone Bomb, that's the kill command reset, so you want to dump your focus. Pheromone Bomb, kill command 2 or 3 times back up. And then Volatile Bomb, it's like Pestilent Pustules for Unholy Death Knight. You explode, your Serpent Stings explode, do damage in an area. It's like 3 or 4 yards, it's not big. And then it also refreshes all your Serpent Stings, so it's like a huge focus save. So you can continue to carve and bomb again. So, debating if I want to... I'll just wait here a minute. Yeah, Niels, two carves into a blue bomb, if you can do it. Carve on cooldown early, though, in AoE situations to get as much cooldown reduction on Wildfire Bomb as possible. Yeah, so Shrapnel Bomb's good in AoE because you can... Not only do you get the kill command bleed, but you get the bleed from Shrapnel Bomb, and like it really boosts your attack speed. If it double stacks, it should. Listen, yeah, Flame Infusion. It should. Flame Infusion is going to work really, really well with the tier bonus as well. That'll be something to make note of.
I cannot use that item yet.
Because the tier bonus for survival is like ridiculous. You're going to be getting constant bomb resets, and then they're going to be empowered. I saw survival hunters on PTR doing like uber damage. Alright, is this guy back in Elegian Hold so I can turn this damn thing in? Just please let me have... Okay.
For the Archon.
Yeah, Niels, survival I think is one of the most fun specs in the game, and it's way better than people give it credit for. Like, it gets memed on really, really hard for all sorts of reasons, but in AoE at least, in Mythic Plus, like, it is just sick.
Please take your time. Farewell.
Nice to make a 6,000 gold profit doing callings. Alright, I'm going to check a couple things here. Let's look at this character real quick. I'm not convinced, Niels. I don't think it will be. Death Tracham just, I don't think is going to be strong enough damage-wise. Like, they're going to still need to buff the damage on it. And the bag of munitions, like, it'll be good burst, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. Like, it kind of depends on the situation. It's going to be really bad in Raid. Like, Rage, you're probably going to want to go Venthyr or stick to Kyrian. Maybe even Night Fae with Elder Antlers into Wildfire Cluster or Rylak Stalkers. Like, those have potential to be good. The Covenant specific Lego is interesting because it's really hard to math how much exactly extra 10% crit to all your allies really is. You know, because it kind of depends on how much each spec value is crit. So, like, for Brewmaster, 10% crit is, like, a huge defensive buff. Because of Celestial Fortune. Whereas, like, for Prot Warrior and Firish, you can speak to this, like, crit for Prot Warrior is, like, worthless. Like, you don't avoid it, but, like, you would Mastery on Survival, but you don't care. Like, you're not going out of your way for it. And getting 10% crit for a short time, like, is going to be no impact. You know, but if you have a spec like You know, like saying earlier, mages, feral druids like crit, marksmanship hunters like crit, beastmastery hunters like crit. I'm trying to think of other ones off the top of my head. I know Ellie Sham doesn't hate crit. It's not their favorite, but they don't hate it. You know, so those types of specs are like, their benefit is going to be pretty... Oh, Jesus. I am not as close to this as I thought it was. Right on. Oh, I'm close to that one. Okay. Mythic Plus, I think Kyrian is probably still going to be better just because the crit surge is so good. But Necro Survival could see play. Arms wouldn't mind the crit, yeah. So, like, yeah, a lot of it is going to depend on group setup, because if you take crit happy specs across the board, Holy Paladin is another one that really likes it. Like, it could be good. But yeah, bag of munitions, like, it kind of depends on the explosive shot tuning as well. Like, I don't know, does explosive shot scale with all of our stats the way that it showed, or is it a flat damage amount? Like, I don't know how it works for survival. I know how it works for MM, but I don't know how it works for survival. Yeah, Pact of the Soulstalkers, I think it's probably undervalued because there's no personal DPS gain. Because it gives it to your party, and in theory you should get it as well. So you get 30% inside the arrow plus 10% here. So, I mean, that's 40% crit for the duration, plus the cooldown on Mechanicos. Makes it like, what, a 30 to 45 second cooldown, so you use it a ton. Up as often as Beast Mastery. It should. Like, it says gives it your party. You're technically part of the party. So if it does, then that gives it a little bit more personal DPS value. It's just not as big as, like, Pouch of Razor Fragments does, because it gives you single target and AoE viability. This just takes something that's already just really good and continues to make it good, and it gives your party some support. But it's so dependent on your party makeup, and it only affects party. It's not raid. If it was raid, it'd be broken as all hell, but only your party. So you have to think about that in a raid setting too, like who's in your party. You know, ideally you're with the enhancement shaman, but because you like Wind Fury, you know, your enhancement shaman, double arms, demon hunter, and then you. I think that would be the ideal setup. You get all the attack speed from the arms warriors, because you get their bleeds. But it depends. If it gives you 10% crit, then I think there's some value to it. If it doesn't, then I understand why everyone's complaining about it. I'm ultimately going Renown for this because I always like to have at least two covenants. I'm probably gonna go Wildfire Cluster into Pouch of Razor Fragments next patch, just because I've always liked Flayed Shot. I always think it's a cool ability. And getting that strong single target in Flayed Shot's normal stuff, plus the bleed, which, okay, so thinking about who's in your party during raids, who do you think are at hand shot? Yeah, Survival Hunter and raid, LOL. I don't know, there's a lot with Survival Hunter that is potentially sitting out there that could be good. I don't know. You know, Fires is an enhancement shaman lover too. I think he feels you on that. Legitimately, if they buff it single target, I think it's fine. The problem that they have with that is that the single target is, like, if you buff a single target ability, it impacts like everything. And AoE as well. What, maybe Lava Lash? Virus, you could tell me better. I think Lava Lash might be a place you could do it. But even then, that spreads Flame Shock. But if you buff Lava Lash to make it a single target buff, it probably changes the build completely. Yes, I'm a Venthyr Warlock because why the hell not? It's funny to me. But yeah, Enhance I think is just interested in Mythic Plus. I think in Mythic Plus it's actually pretty good, and with Lava Lash spreading Flame Shock next patch, it's going to make it a lot better. Legitimately, it's gonna make it a lot better. Oh, I can't get that yet. Okay. Now I can't. Nope, still can't get it. Fire Nova might see play? I don't think it will. It still doesn't feel like it does. I don't remember what's on that row. Let me look. What's on the Enhancement Shaman row? Talent builds. I cannot find talent. There it is. Alright, so let's look and we'll see what's on this row. Fire Nova, it's Elemental Assault and Hailstorm. "15-second cooldown, has to be within" versus guaranteed Maelstrom weapon. I don't think it will. Yeah, the Venthyr ability does it, but they're making it baseline Lava Lash that goes ahead and does it. And so that allows like non-Night Fae or non thing. Yeah, Elemental Assault, because the guaranteed Maelstrom is just so good. Like, that's why. Because, like, extra Storm Strike damage, which the spec entirely leans into right now, plus guarantees a stack of Maelstrom. Like, that's just... It fills so many gaps for Enhance, and it just makes... I mean, it doubles in on Storm Strike being, like, the ability. The Frost Shock buff I don't think is going to do anything to make things like Ice Strike or Hailstorm, or, you know, something like Elemental Spirits or anything like that. Like, it just, I don't think it's going to do enough. The Frost Shock thing I think is more for Elemental than it is for Enhance, because Elemental has the Ice Fury build. I don't think it's going to be something for... I just don't think it's for Enhance at all. Yeah, an Ice Fury only for single target, yeah, which kind of poses its own like another, like part of its own other issue. Hailstorm. The thing about Hailstorm is that it feels very single target on a road that's kind of all over the place. Yeah. It allows you to do a big slow on top of Earthbind. I just think that the extra damage on Storm Strike, when you, especially when you crash lightning it, is just going to end up being much more. I mean, you send the talents in your stats and stuff and it'll tell you, but I don't see it being as good short or long term. Yeah, but so is Storm Strike. Like, I just don't think there's enough reason to come off of Elemental Assault. Like, that's the thing. Like, if you're gonna suggest to me that I take another talent, I need to know why should I bother taking that other talent. Like, that's my big thing. Let's fix this. Yeah. Wait, create soul well goes there. Yeah. I hate Demonic Circle teleports on a different. Put gateway there. I'm putting Ritual of Doom on the bars, right? Not a great enhanced player, dude. You kill it sometimes. I wish I could be that type of enhanced player. Oh yeah, we gotta do water breathing. It's gotta go on there. Not bothering with the curses because I get that put on automatically. Well, the thing is, if you have to be out of frontals, you're positioning poorly. Unless there's like no choice. Like something like, the Tormented, where you're trying to avoid like their big thing. But if you're having to deal with frontals, it's because you're positioning poorly. It's not because of anything else, or your tank's positioning poorly, because I've been known to accidentally get fires killed because of stuff like that. So like frontals to me is unnecessary, and spiteful is one week where you can play around it so hard. Like, again, kind of dependent on group comp, but like even for shaman themselves, you can earthbind them, you know, or you could cap totem them if you really want to burn that cooldown for it, which I wouldn't, but you could. So like I just don't see, like, it feels very, very niche in that regard. Yeah, but even for quaking, like, the idea should be for quaking that you kind of, if you have another melee, you triangle, like we were trying to do, that the rogue wasn't really helping us out with. But like when you and Astarius were playing together, you guys would triangle out, the three of us would make that triangle, and that took care of quaking almost all the time. Blood around Halkias, yeah. As long as you're staying to do his side or his back, you'll avoid his frontal, which is fine. But like if you're taking a talent because of something position wise, like I don't think you're making a overall like smarter choice. Like you move out Chain Lightning, Frost Shock while you move back in, then Crash Storm Strike. Yeah, but you could do all of that without Hailstorm and get more damage on the Storm Strike itself. And get the Maelstrom weapon that you spent on the Chain Lightning back. Like... hold Maelstrom for it. I mean, but if you're not spending 5 on it, unless it's like an emergency situation, like, again, isn't that just like, hey, you're not playing all that well? I'm asking because I like legitimately am not like a great enhanced player. I'm still kind of figuring it out. Alright, then Agony. Demon Skin is fine. That's fine. Murder Coil, always hot, always. Dark Soul Misery. But Haunt here, Dark Soul Misery can go there. I guess I need Health Funnel for saving my pet just in case. Okay. I take it because it's more fun and a similar DPS. That's fine. Like, that's perfectly acceptable, Niels. If you enjoy it, that would be fine. But if you're talking to someone that likes to min-max, which Virus and I, we tend to think more in that vein, like, that's where the conversation's going to be. Like, I'm not here to tell you that you should pick Elemental Assault. But if you enjoy Hailstorm more, you should still pick Elemental Assault. Like, if you can make it function and you know how to make it function, and your group is okay with what is likely a DPS loss, how significant? Probably not more than a couple percentage points, so nothing significant if you're just looking at like 15s to get to KSM. But when I do things for like guides, I want to get people set up in the right way to where they're maximizing the potential through the easy choices. Things like soulbinds, conduits, things like that. And then things like the rotation is where the real skill kind of comes into play. Fire Speak's another good point with Lava Lash, Flooding Flame Shock. Doesn't know if Hailstrom will see as much play. I tend to agree. Yeah, and he's right. Like I said, if you find it fun, like, more power to you, man. I'm super happy that you're finding a way to make it, make it work for you and make it fun. Like I said, it just kind of comes down to philosophy and approach. Like, I want to try to min-max most of my characters as best I can as I sit here on Event through Warlock. There is fun aspects for me too, but like on the main characters that I play, so Monk, Hunter, and now DK, I've been playing a lot more lately. Like, those are characters that I'm really focused on the kind of the push aspect of it. Is that overall, Niels? Or is that like per fight? Oh wait, this character doesn't need those. Let's see, you did 6 in, this was Halls. Let's see, Fires, let's look. Mist, you did 7. And that was with you. I think you took a death in that. But here, we'll use this log here. Let me open you up. So like, he plays kind of the standard build. And like, Frost Shock was cast 15 times in a Mists. Even with Hailstrom, it's probably doing a little bit more than an average hit of 2200. It's probably closer to something like what Windlash is doing, 2600, maybe even Crash Lightning or Fate Transfusion at 3500. But like, losing that, I just don't think it's worth it. But like I said, you can make it worth. But because like, the way that I approach it is that Stormstruck does a big chunk of your damage. There's all these talents that push it. Well, yeah. I don't think that actually has to do with Enhanced Shaman. I think that has almost solely to do with the fact that Bone Dust Brew into Spinning Crane Kick is busted as hell. Yeah, quick kicking mechanics, because we had the Hunter and stuff, but yeah, your Windwalker is getting more IO overall because Windwalker AoE is just broken beyond belief. Like, if you watch the 10 class changes video, I talk about how Dance of Chi-Ji is basically holding up the spec and covering up a lot of its issues right now. If they nerf that, then Windwalker is gonna fall pretty hard. But like I said, comparing Windwalker to almost any other melee is like not fair. Like, that's kind of like the approach that I take to it. Like, it's just not fair to do it. Like, I can't think of another spec that has AoE that's even on the level of Windwalker, melee or ranged.
Do I know you? Am I supposed to?
My arsenal is yours. My goods will serve you well. What are my orders? Fight to win.
Has your weapon found a target today?
Play Fury in Arms as well. Yeah, Pads is a warrior main for a very, very long time. Where he can
And what have you done lately?
talk about that. I dabbled a little bit in Fury, but not so much in like. Oh, I got just ordered at higher eye level. That works. See what else can I sell? Those.
Be memorable.
Warrior AoE is undervalued. That's the thing. Warrior AoE is like very undervalued. Okay. Meat shield's not bad. Blood bond, that's bad. Carrying, yeah. I currently play I play Night Fae right now on my Fury Warrior. Yeah, the cool thing about Warrior right now is that like Kyrian and Night Fae I think are pretty close for AoE purposes. Venthyr for Fury, at least I know, is like pretty far ahead if the fight actually gets to execute phase. Whirlwind Conduit, give me just a second, I'll look that one up real quick. Just applying this stuff real quick. That's good to go. I'd use this for Frost, so let's see. We use Everfrost. On this, because I think everything else is kind of trash. I wouldn't say it's a much better version of that. It's a damage component with a Fury generation on it, but didn't Aftershock stun like a long one? That's true, but again, the solution to that is wait 2 seconds. It's, you know, especially depending on the tank, you know. Something that struggles with threat off the top is, you know, you're going to be better off waiting a couple seconds. So, what, Bear Druid, Blood DK, they sometimes struggle with threat off the top. But, like, Prot Warrior, nah, just go in with them. Trust me, they can get it. Same with Vengeance DH between Spirit Bomb, Immolation Aura, and all that stuff. Like, it's perfectly fine. Prot Paladin has Shield, Consecration, Hammer of the Righteous, Shield of the Righteous, like tons of AoE tools. Like, if your tank is really struggling, legitimately just wait like 2 seconds and the threat stuff is gone. 3 seconds, yeah, not bad. Let them charge in. If once you see like my approach, like with Fires, it's not so bad because I know that on my Hunter I just misdirect him, so it's not that big a deal. But if on like a DPS warrior, if I'm like pugging it with a tank, I always like wait until I see a specific ability go off for every tank. So for Guardian Druid, it's Thrash. For Brewmaster Monk, it's Keg Smash. For Blood DK, it's Death and Decay a lot of the time. Sometimes if I wait until I see two, yeah, trust me, I know the struggle. Sometimes two blood boils. If I see both blood boils go, then you know that'll be fine. For Prot Warrior, it's always Avenger Shield. For Vengeance, you look for Immo Aura. So like, there's a certain ability that you can look for, and you're like, okay, that's gone off, which means their threat is probably decent. And then of course, if you have a rogue or a hunter with you, then you see tricks or misdirect go off, then you go to town, my friend. Just pray that the hunter or the rogue is doing enough damage to transfer enough threat over. But Ancient Aftershock, because of the knockdown / stun component to it, like, depending on the pull, you sometimes want to try to save it to use it a little more strategically to help the tank out in that regard, instead of just trying to go in and burn it immediately just because Ermagerd numbers. Yeah, not a bad idea. Oh, Night Elf Warrior. Okay. Well, it's effective use of meld. Yeah, but I don't want to have them used a long taunt. That's the thing. Like, you use the AoE taunt in a no crap situation. Does the Prot Warrior build like in Power Thunderclap at all, like it used to do in BFA? I know they put a lot of those talents on the same row, so it's not like giga strong, but Karain is a one I would probably only play if you knew the tank. Otherwise, I'd probably go. Well, I think Nia is probably the next best. I did not want to do that. This is what I wanted. All right, you said the Whirlwind one. Is it? It's probably arms I'm looking at. Oh, Merciless Bone Grinder. Yeah, I've got Karain set up, but like, if not, I'd play Nia with Burrs. Prot Warrior uses... I know you're gonna say it, Fyrus. Reprisal. So you basically, yeah, sticking to Kyrian is not a bad idea. Ancient Aftershock with the tether / pull Ursol's Vortex style ability. It's got some good utility to it. It's really good in places like Theater of Pain, things like that. Some other ones that I know that they've been playing around with. I know Thunderlord's kind of been in there. That was at the start until they buffed Reprisal. Unbreakable Will is like a super defensive oriented one. Yeah. And next patch, when you get Elysian Might plus Reprisal, like, bruh. It's either burst or poison. Like, you just have to pick whichever one is there. Yeah, the wall. Like I said, I knew Unbreakable Will was, or not Unbreakable Will, but Thunderlord was potentially there, and then they split all the talents in beta, and it kind of killed it. So. Oh, you don't want to play Leaper, Fires? I need to get, like, I don't have time for it tonight, but I need to get Signet. Just the queue for that is ridiculous. Them twerking level thunderclaps. Would you want Leaper as a second legendary if you could have it though? I don't, compared to the Covenant Lego ones, I don't see it. Losing all my buttons here. Hang on. The shoulder, waist, hands, and then Mistweaver. Where are you? Head. Ugh. Oh wait, no. What? Signet Macari and Lego is gonna be a nasty combo. Get out of here, Russian bots.
I've seen things that would scare you shelless. Have anything ancient to trade? Needs to be at least 2 centuries old.
Like, look at this cost. This is just stupid. Okay, that makes sense, Fires. I didn't think of it that way. Like, the helm is not so bad. Like, this is just dumb. I don't... Wow, token's down to 194, so it's not not hanging in there. No, let's not get crazy, Fires. You don't want to hurt the DH's feelings. They don't do anything else because they only push 2 buttons. And if the 4th piece on Vengeance was to stay the same, it would have been 1 button. They're getting momentum off a cliff. I'd be so happy Nestarius isn't around to hear you say all this. Alright, let's see. Was WAD when they had gladiator stance? I wasn't playing then, so I don't know. All right, let's see how I can make this work. Font, unstable affliction, corruption, agony. Okay, so this is an interesting little rotation on half lock. Let me. Come over here to the swab. Renown will not be a thing come 9.2. 80 is still the cap. You're going to be focused on things like Cosmic Flux to upgrade your legendaries and anything else that you get from that you would have gotten from Renown. It's going to come through all the 9.3 systems or 9.2 systems. Yeah, you'll still have to grind all the Renown. Interesting little rotation there. Might have to try that one out soon. Anyways, guys, it's very late for me. I've got work tomorrow, so I'm going to go ahead and log off for the night. So, you guys have a good one. Appreciate everyone else hanging out.